Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Travelers Season 1, Episode 4. It's called Hall. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. I think this was the first episode where it gave us like a problem that they had to kind of solve. There wasn't just set up,
Yeah, it
if
it was something happened and they needed to fix it.
yeah, and it was something that they weren't expecting either because it was dealing with another traveller cell. Because the plot of this one is they get a message saying, "Oh, we have to go help this other cell of travellers," and one of them's injured, and two of them already died. Actually, if I have a complaint about the setup, is that it just happens to be the people that McLaren was doing, like investigating for his FBI job. Because
Yeah,
it starts off with them in a stakeout watching these people make an exchange with Russians, and apparently the Russians were also travellers. And I'm like, this is a bit coincidental that everyone involved here is a traveller. That
yeah,
aside, what it did lead to though was a lot of, I think, really good character examination, because I feel like the character of Hall, who's the leader of this new cell, who's very abrasive, tries to boss the rest of them around. Actually, they all don't know what they're doing. He's been here for a long time. I think he represents like a sort of almost a warning of the future, what this team that we're following could turn into.
yeah. It's very much be careful, or this is what'll happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, he was always a dick. I don't know, but if to me it felt like this is the fear of what could happen. And it was funny because when he's like, "Oh well, I have seniority. I've been here longer." I was like, "Ah, and you got half your team killed, so maybe you should shut up."
But it's also like, obviously the new team is spouting protocols, and he's like, it doesn't matter in reality. This is all that matters.
Yeah,
And I get that. I guess it'll be interesting to see if any of our team end up feeling that way towards the end.
yeah, but at the same time, he has completely dropped his moral. Like, he's so quick to like, "Oh, we need to take him out." So we need to kill your partner because
Yeah,
he's clearly too close. He doesn't seem to understand the, because as much as they keep quoting protocols, the protocol they keep following is that they're supposed to live out the lives of who they've taken over to keep up appearances so they're not suspicious. And this guy is completely suspicious. He's been tracked by the FBI. He's doing deals with the Russian mob. He's like
yeah,
and the other guy as well who works with him that Marcy thinks might be his brother from the future, or from the future.
mm.
When she asks him, like, did he have like a wife and kids when he arrived? Did he have a family? He gets really choked up and he can't talk about it. And I almost took from that, oh, he probably murdered them so that he could move without anyone asking where he was going.
It's quite possible. I mean, the thing is, the protocols are numbered, and the way he speaks about it makes it seem like they're in priority order. So one is, the mission,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh, that's all that matters. That's all that comes first." And so you kind of get where he's coming from. He's saying, "Oh, kill them because this is more important." So he's still using the protocols to justify it.
he is, but it's certainly to them and to us, it's unmoral. It's like, no,
Yeah,
you're jumping to these insane, like, problem solving solutions that are just like, no wonder you're not even a human anymore. Like, you've been doing this and you've been thinking like a robot. It's not.
yeah. But I think it'd be really interesting if it turns out like a lot of the cells are all like this, like they all kind of come to this conclusion.
Yeah, but they deteriorate over time, and maybe the team actually working as a team and a family, or actually keeping some ties, is what keeps them human and what keeps them grounded. It's kind of that same thing. Like, why is Lois Lane so important to Superman? It's because
Yeah,
it keeps him human. Arguably, his parents already did that, but that's kind of thing where
yeah.
it keeps them grounded and on the down to earth, to consistently keep changing my metaphors. But I think that was a really great thing to throw in here. It puts all this like, oh, where's the team going now? It's like, well, okay, we've established kind of where they've come from, and there's a couple of little tidbits that we learned throughout. Marcy mentions camps that she was taken from her brother, just little things like that.
Yeah, we get the idea that Trevor they say, oh, he's older than all of us put together.
Which actually, it's a really obvious little ironic thing to do, but I like it. I like that he's
Yeah.
like, he's actually 85 or something
Yeah, yeah.
in that body.
Yeah, it makes sense as well because obviously he's talking about like science and stuff, and you get that he's been doing this for a long time anyway. He seems such an expert in his field.
Yeah, the thing that made me laugh is that he's clearly in good physical shape, because we see him running and he races the other guy and he's like really fast. But as soon as he asks him to throw a football, he's awful at it because even though he's in physically great shape, he's clearly never thrown a football.
Yeah, he's just never had to.
So I thought that was amusing. And the same with his parents as well. At the when the counsellor brings in his parents for a meeting to talk about his grades, like no, I'll focus on the sciences. And he's saying that because he's already an expert, so he's, easy pickings for him. But yeah, I plan to never play football again. Sorry, Gary. Gary, can I have one of those sweets?
That was amusing. There's another sense there where he talks so much older than the body, and obviously we know that, but
yeah, I think admittedly I kind of wish they cast an actor who looked like a teenager because I feel like this guy doesn't. It still works because he's still talking like an old man.
Yeah.
So it still works, but it would work even just a little bit better if he actually looked like 17 instead of like 22.
And this is where you feel the network influence of the show.
Yeah, because that's a very network thing, is to have someone in their 20s playing the teenager.
Yeah.
But he feels close to, he feels like our age, in between our age or whatever.
Yeah, he feels early 20s.
Yeah. So, which fine. We get past. I think he's fine. I don't think he's a bad actor. I kind of wish they'd went a little bit younger just to really sell that home. So we still have Jeff investigating things, and he's encountered Marcy, and he even threatens David in a sort of roundabout kind of what he's doing is illegal, could put him away for that. Just keep that in mind. He gets beat up again by Carly,
as he should.
Yeah, I'm enjoying him getting beat up. I almost wish it was like a weekly joke that he comes up to Carly and she beats the crap out of him.
A swift kick in the balls. Yeah.
Oh, that almost feels too quick and easy. Like, I liked it more in the first one when she properly bent his wrist.
But then I think the idea is in this one she's still not up to physical shape, so she's just taking the easy route.
Yeah. Also, just a little couple of seeds in there of her caring for the baby and the sort of conflicting emotion that's kind of, because it's not really her kid, but again, it's just
a baby that she's spending time with. Yeah.
So A, the bond will be forming, but B, it's also that, again, back to that sense of humanity. Do they lose it? Do they keep it? Is it important for them to remain, I should be sympathetic because this child will be an orphan if I don't step up and take care of it, I do want to keep my connection to David, if you're Marcy, because it's a proper human bond and he cares for me and it's healthy kind of thing. Whereas Trevor, on the other hand, is like, I'd rather that girlfriend. She's clearly a bad influence, so I'm having none of that. I hang around with her, I'll turn into Hall in no time,
Yeah. That said, I thought it was a little bit strange they didn't address the cliffhanger from the previous episode at all.
Mm.
Yeah, with the board, he's like, I know that person.
Yeah, I get what you're saying in the sense, just in a TV sense, but at the same time, I kind of understand that it's not relevant yet.
Well, yeah, I get that. It just seemed weird for them to do it like as the cliffhanger of an episode and then just ignore it.
It's a little bit weird. It doesn't bother me so much though, because I feel like that what they'll probably do now with it is that he knows who it is, but we don't. So they'll play with that, because they had like a nice little twist moment in this one as well, where you think Hall's convinced Grant that he has to kill his partner, and it seems like
he's lift up the gun.
Yeah, he's going to shoot him in the back. But in actual fact, they've swiveled it all around. Like, he's actually set up a sting to catch them too. So the FBI's got them. It takes him off the board, because it sounds like Hall was taking over. He's like, I'm going to be in charge of this team. Now we're going to do things my way. He even says to his partner, like, no, if McLaren doesn't fall in line, we're going to take him out.
Yeah.
So it's setting up all this conflict, and I wasn't sure where they were going to go with it. Before he started saying he was going to take over, I was thinking, they're going to hate him, but he's going to go back to doing his own thing for a while, and he'll pop up later in the season, and he still might pop up again, but he'll pop up in Hannibal Lecter style role where he's behind the cell.
It could be fun.
Yeah, because maybe McLaren we need information that only he would know. Or...
Yeah, we just need the rules explained on something.
Yeah,
because he went to that other woman, didn't he? And we got told that she was just like, nope, can't speak to you.
Yeah.
So
I wonder, actually, here was something I was thinking. So obviously the director sends the message through the dying Russian, which I like that touch as well. I'll just send it through a human because he's dead anyway, so it doesn't matter if they scramble his brain.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking that, they're having this dilemma all episode, are we doing the right thing? Should we take the team out of commission? And all I was thinking was, what if that's the director wanted you to do in the first place? Because the director never actually said, go and help them and heal them. I'm pretty sure it said something along the lines of, "Oh, another team needs to be taken care of," or something to that effect. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I was thinking the same.
yeah, it's like, what if the situation is, no, this team has gotten out of whack, it's doing things wrong, they're breaking the rules, they're doing this, they're doing that, you need to take them out of commission. What if that is the job?
Yeah, I was getting the same impression.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that's the case. It may be, because at the end, McLaren gives his little message to all the comms to tell everyone, oh, maybe we did the right thing, we'll find out. And he has that somber moment with Carla at the end, and I'm just wondering, what if they never even hear about this again because it was actually what they were meant to do in the whole time?
Yeah, and I also like the idea with the cells that some of them go rogue, and they're like 'cause obviously the Russians have gone rogue, and they're just doing their own thing.
Well, that was the other thing I was thinking is, what if the Russians weren't the ones that went rogue? What if it was
Well,
Hall?
yeah, that's what I was getting as well.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that when Hull tells them that they've gone rogue, they seem shocked, and it's like, wait, that's a thing, and they're like, oh, you're so naive.
Yeah, that's a thing we've seen a few times in these episodes, that people, the other travellers they're encountering keep going, oh, you're new, like you've just got here obviously because you think this, or
Yeah, and you can see things just show through, and they seem new.
but again, maybe this comes back to, if they keep their humanity, maybe they'll actually succeed where the others have failed, because that's important to the mission. Like the other ones have maybe become too, inhumane,
detached, yeah.
too detached, too, oh, this is a job, and maybe it's keeping that humanity that will actually lead them to success, that will let them make the right choices where the other cells have failed.
Yeah.
Which, because this almost feels like you're talking about terrorism in a weird way. You're talking about cells, you're talking about them doing things in secret,
Yeah.
and maybe that's the real crux of it that makes it different, is that, no, the reason why these will succeed, this one will succeed, is because they keep humanity, they don't turn into, mindless killers, they retain that sense of right and wrong.
Oh, that makes sense. And I think it's clearly the show's going to be exploring this because it's setting up these ideas. So I'm looking to see what it does with them.
Yeah. Any other small points? I guess McLaren's wife is like, yeah, we've not had sex in a while. Hope I'm not sharing you with anyone.
Mm.
And,
That's going to be... I'm not looking forward to that plot, I don't think.
It depends.
It feels like one of those things that they have to do.
Yeah, it depends.
But I don't really care.
It depends what they do with it. Like, I really... Like, part of me's like, well, what's the solution to this? Does he just, like, suck it up and start, making sure he has sex with the wife and keeping up appearances better? Or do they go through a thing where he has to, like, alright, let's get a divorce. My heart's not in it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and then obviously he's got this relationship with Carly, but Hall tells them, you leave the future in the past.
Yeah, so does he split up with her, and that creates this tension in the team because they are not a thing anymore, and they were.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't know, none of these plot lines excite me. They feel like things that we have to do, but nothing that I want to watch.
But it is worth saying, though, we've speculated a couple of things that could happen, but it is all one plot line. Like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't affect the other rest of the show
I
too
can't
much.
see why it would.
No, and the rest of it's actually really good. And another thing, of course, is the lawyer working with Philip. Him seeing the board, and this continuous "I want more betting," information.
Yeah, that's going to spiral out of control pretty quick.
Yeah, and they're going to have to take care of. I can see him being one they might have to off. Like,
Yeah, they're going to have to do something because it's they've paid him once. He's just can't keep coming back for more now. So how do they fix it?
which is what he himself said about the families. Like, if you pay them off, to make yourself feel better, they're going to come back for more. And it's almost like he's saying that because that's what he would do, but the actual families maybe wouldn't because they're normal people.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
But either way, they're going to have to deal with him sooner rather than later, I think.
Yeah. It seems like that's building. And of course Jeff as well, who's trying to track them down. And obviously he doesn't know that Carly and Marcy have any kind of, like, knowledge of each other yet.
Yeah.
So, but I'm almost looking forward to the moment he walks in the room and he sees them both standing there and he's like, oh crap.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
when maybe they double team and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, because he's seen what Marcy can do.
Yeah.
And he's felt what Carly can do.
Yeah. That should be good fun when that pops up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's episode 4 of Travellers. I think it's doing a lot of good setup. It's exploring some ideas, which I think is the best thing. And I think what's really holding it together as well is there's a constant sense of forward motion and direction. It never feels like it slows down too much and lulls and.
Yeah, it's a really easy watch. Like it always feels quicker than the 45 odd minutes that it is.
Yeah. And shout out as well to the scene where McLaren and Hall kind of butt heads and they start shouting at each other about the explosion specifically, and they have that conflict. I thought that was actually well handled. I think it's doing a good job of using these network type moments and tropes, but kind of making them feel like more, if it is just through some acting and directing and a bit.
It just seems a bit more classy.
Yeah, like they're just handling similar things, but they're doing a really good job of it, so that's nice. But yeah, that's episode 4 of Travellers. Let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. It helps us out a lot if you do. We'll be back later today with a review of episode 5, so keep a lookout for that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.